You're in class, you're enjoying your delicious Twinkie, but then you sense your teacher is heading your way. Well, all you guys gotta do is let go and the Twinkie will retract back inside. Just watch. See, the evidence is gone. What's up, pranksters? Welcome back. Wow, guys, I can't believe it. This is part 6 of my series, How to Sneak Food into Class. I actually need 2 hands to count the amount of videos that I've made for this so far. Okay, so what I have to the right of me are candy and snacks, which I know most of you eat regularly. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys 5 clever ways that you guys can sneak your favorite candy and snacks into class using school supplies like the ones I have here to my left. So let the fun begin. Before we get started, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel with the bell notifications turned on. That way you guys don't miss any of my future videos. Hit that thumbs up button and check it out. Alright, pranksters, well, let's get started with these hacks. And for the first one, let's say we're trying to sneak our favorite snack of all time into class. So we'll be able to eat our snack while the teacher is giving her lecture or her lesson. So I have some cookies right here for an example and some Twinkies. For this hack, all you're gonna need a large binder like this one. This is a 3-ring binder. It's 2 inches, preferably we want 3, but since I couldn't get a hold of a 3-inch binder, this one will do. That just means we'll have to do a few modifications. The other thing we'll be needing is a pencil holder like this one. I've used this before. This slides in and out, remove everything that's inside and clean it very thoroughly so it's super clean. And last but not least, we'll be using a badge holder. This is retractable. We will not need the badge, so we can get rid of that. Like I said, we'll have to do some modifications, and the modifications will be done to this pencil holder. So let's take it apart. It's only 2 pieces. What we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna shorten it. So with our scissors, let's split it down the middle. Make sure the cut is super straight and that it's very symmetrical. Now you're gonna do the same to the other side. Awesome. See, I've split it into 2 pieces. So here's the modification, guys. We're gonna shorten it, make it smaller, so both sides will overlap. We're gonna use tape to hold everything in place. We're gonna repeat the process with the inside of the pencil holder. And for this hack, we will not need this flap right here. So I'm getting rid of it, as well as this flap, which is the one with the button. And now we can cut straight down the middle. Perfect. See, guys, they're gonna overlap just a little, but they're gonna shrink just enough so we can put our Twinkies or cookies inside. But for this example, I'm just gonna use the Twinkies. Now we're gonna make sure it holds together with some clear tape. And here it is, guys. Okay, so I finished modifying both pieces. Now I can put them together like this. Okay, now let's move on to the actual binder that we're gonna be using. So it's a normal looking binder. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna have to sacrifice this binder. We're not really gonna destroy it because you'll still be able to use it. You'll still be able to use the pockets, but the rings, we gotta remove them. While you're at home, be very careful and start carving through the outside of this little button right here. It's like a screw that holds the rings. So there's 2 of these, and since this is made of cardboard, we can easily carve it. Just please be careful, guys. So it only took me a couple of minutes, guys, but I was able to remove the rings. We do not need these anymore, but you could actually use these as coat racks at your house. So hang them somewhere and consider that a life hack, I guess. But moving on, this is what we need. This is exactly how we want it, even though it's got a opening right there and right there, but that's fine. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our little modified pencil holder and we're gonna tape it inside. So get yourself some tape, place it in the middle. See? From the side, it doesn't look suspicious at all. It looks like a pencil holder. All right, guys, we're almost done. Now this is where the retractable badge holder comes into play. One end, you're gonna attach to the inside of the pencil holder, this end right here, and the other one, this big piece, you're just gonna tape it on to the binder like this. All right, guys, look what we have here. You were just about done. Now we need our snack, which again, like I said, we're gonna be using some Twinkies. So open up the pack of Twinkies. All right, guys, so I was able to load 1.5 Twinkies. We're gonna push them down just a little so they fit inside, and then we're just gonna tuck them in. We are done, guys. Nothing suspicious about it. Looks like a regular looking binder. And if you put your work in there, some sheets, make it look legit, nobody has any reasons to suspect anything. So how does this work? Well, let me show you guys. So when you get hungry, all you guys gotta do is pull on the pencil holder inside like this, so you can get a piece while in class. Yummy. You're in class, you're enjoying your delicious Twinkie, but then you sense your teacher is heading your way. Well, all you guys gotta do is let go and the Twinkie will retract back inside. Just watch. See, the evidence is gone, and as soon as your teacher gets to you, he or she won't be able to see what's wrong. So that's an awesome way to be eating Twinkies or cookies or whatever your favorite snack is while in class. For this next hack, you're gonna need a glue stick. Now, the bigger the glue stick, the better, because with the little one, you really can't sneak much into class. For example, if we wanna eat candy while in class, try to get the biggest glue stick you can find, because this little one is just not gonna do it. This one's fine, it's enough, but this one's bigger, so obviously we're gonna go with the bigger one. You're gonna have to prepare this at home because you're gonna need a tool for this, but I'll get to that in a second. So you're gonna open this up, twist the glue out till you have completely taken it out. Just like this. Don't get rid of it just yet though. Look at this, guys. We have a bunch of space inside. But this is where the special tool comes into play. What I have here is a Dremel. Yeah, it sounds like a dental instrument. Well, anyway, guys, you see the bottom? We need to get rid of this stick, this little spiral that's in there. So we're gonna stick the Dremel on there and let it do its thing. All right, okay, look at that. So we will not be needing this anymore. At this point, we still need to drill just a little bit more to remove the bottom of the glue stick, which is the part that turns. See? Okay, now we're in business. By the way, we need to retrieve that piece because we'll be needing it. And here it is. We can put it back in and we can easily pull it out. Now we're down to a really vital part. We gotta wash this out thoroughly. We gotta clean this up. Make sure there isn't any scrapings or those little fibers that are in there. We need to clean it really well because this is where our candy's gonna go. So we need our candy to be clean. We don't wanna put dirty candy in our mouths. So again, I can't stress this enough. Wash it very well. Now that the glue stick container is super clean, these are the 4 pieces we will need for this. The cap, the actual glue stick, the bottom, and the container. So our next step is to trim down the glue stick. So we're gonna cut off a big chunk of it like this. We're gonna take some clear tape and wrap it around it like this. This will make it snug so we can put it inside the container. We gotta also cover the bottom because we don't want our candy touching or coming into contact with the glue. We want our candy to be super clean and delicious. All right, perfect, guys. At this point, it should be fairly snug and we can push it in the container like this. So now it looks like a regular glue stick. We're gonna put the cap on, but we still have that bottom opened. So my choice of candy are gonna be Nerds because these are super small and they pretty much fit anywhere. The best way to put the Nerds in there is to create a funnel using paper. All right, so just add them in there. We were able to put in a bunch of Nerds in there. Now we're gonna take the bottom, which is this little screw cap, and we're gonna block off this hole because otherwise if we put this back in, all the Nerds are gonna fall out through this little hole. So take some clear tape, wrap it around that opening. Now this will also make it a bit snug. That way it's not that easy to remove. So now just take this little screw cap and push it in. And you got yourself a regular looking glue stick. Your teacher will not find anything suspicious about this. Look at this, guys. When they pop it open, you get a real glue stick. Look. You can actually use it. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, you can actually use this while in class, and then when you get hungry, close it up and open up the bottom. Just like this. Little by little until it's all empty. This is a really awesome hack if you want to sneak some candy into class. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this glue bottle. This is Elmer's glue. It comes in a little bottle or it comes in a bigger bottle. Now this isn't the biggest bottle, but nonetheless it's a fairly big bottle, and we'll be needing one of these. This is actually a 7.6 ounce bottle, and you know why we need one of these? Because we want to sneak in our favorite drink to class, which happens to be Kool-Aid. By the way, this is called Kool-Aid Jammers. Alright guys, so we're gonna sneak this into class using this glue bottle, but first we gotta empty it out. So I'm gonna open this up, and yes, I'm gonna get rid of this glue, but I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm just gonna put it in a plastic baggie. Alright, so I got my bag right here, and I'm gonna empty out this whole bottle because we want this to be super clean. Now I know you guys have seen that trick where you can actually remove all the glue, like I'm doing so right now, clean it up, and put your favorite drink inside. Well, we're gonna do something similar, but we're gonna be more clean. A lot of people don't actually trust these because actually guys, even though you wash it and it's super clean, it kind of gives it that glue flavor, whatever that is. You don't want your drink to be tainted by the taste of glue, right? So this is why we're gonna do this method. So now we're gonna rinse this out, make sure it's super clean, as well as the nozzle. Alright, done and done. As you guys can see, it's super clean inside. I've taken out all the glue that was in there, rinsed it out, and now it should be clean as far as I can see. So now that we've done this, we're gonna carefully take a knife and begin to cut the bottom. So careful when doing this, guys. Just like this, and begin to cut off the bottom, because this is where we're gonna stick our pouch of Kool-Aid in. So go all the way around until you've completely removed the bottom. Alright guys, look at this. We've completely removed the bottom, and it'll still stand on its own. That is perfect. Now we're gonna take our pouch, detach the straw from it, take your Kool-Aid pouch and stick it inside the bottle of glue stick through the bottom, just like this. It's gonna be really snug, but you can definitely push it all the way up till it's completely in. Take your time, do not squeeze too hard because you don't want it to pop open. I'm not sure if it can, because actually the material that this pouch is made of is pretty strong. Okay, look at that. It's all the way in. Now we can lay it flat on the table and it'll stay standing. Now we're gonna direct our attention to the inside, and we can clearly see the spot where we're gonna puncture a hole using the straw. See how the straw is pointy? Well, we're gonna push it in. Now it might squirt just a little because of the pressure, but that's okay. See, you can sip on it and it'll actually release some of that pressure. Of course, we're not gonna leave our bottle of glue like that. We're gonna go and grab our nozzle, this little nozzle. It's clean, by the way. We're gonna use the Dremel to carve a little hole inside so that we can actually push a little bit of that straw past this and out the other side. All right, perfect. Okay, now that the nozzle is ready, we're gonna hold on to the straw and push it through. See? The straw comes out through the end. We're gonna barely leave it sticking out, just barely, and then we're just gonna screw the nozzle on like this. Look at that. From this side, it doesn't look suspicious at all, but this, you can kind of see the logo and the colors of the pouch. But that's okay, guys, because this is what usually faces your teacher, and this is what's gonna be facing you. So your teacher is in that direction, they're looking towards you, they're looking at this. And you, of course, you know what's inside, so it doesn't matter whether you can tell or not if the pouch is in there. But look at that, guys, you can sip on it and drink this in class. And like I said before we started prepping this hack, you can just wash this out and just pour your favorite drink inside, but you run the risk of contaminating it with that horrible taste of glue or milk, or I don't know what it is. I've never really tasted Elmer's glue, and I don't really want to try. This method is the cleanest possible method that you can try, and you'll be drinking your Kool-Aid or Capri Sun in class and you will not get caught. See, if I squeeze it, this is what happens. For this next hack, you're gonna need a box of jumbo crayons because these are really thick, and some icebreakers. These come in the perfect container to sneak your candy into class. So first thing we're gonna do is get a hold of the box. We're gonna empty it out just like we always do, and save those crayons for later because we'll be using them. So now that it's empty, we can actually take our icebreaker container, flip over the box, and close to the corner, we're gonna trace a circle which will eventually cut out. So I'm gonna grab my pen right here, and I'm just gonna trace a circle right on the corner. If you guys take a close look, here's our circle. We're gonna take an X-Acto knife, gotta be careful with these, and we're just gonna start cutting out carefully. Okay, so I just cut all the way around. And now we can put our icebreakers container inside, just like this, and it should fit fairly snug. Look at that. So basically, we're gonna set this up so we can eat our favorite candy while in class. And these are mints, so I wouldn't recommend you guys eat all of these, but we can easily swap them out. So take out all the mints, because we're gonna put our favorite candy inside. Now that it's all empty, I'm gonna take my M&Ms and start pouring them in. I was actually able to fit in half of this box into this container. So now I'm gonna close it up. If you take a look, this particular container opens from one side, which is a small opening, and then the other side, which is about half of the container. So this is the best side to access your candy. So the biggest side, you're gonna point towards the side of the box, like this. Now that we have our M&Ms inside the box, we're gonna take a few crayons. I think a couple of crayons will fit in completely. Actually, 3 crayons will fit in completely. The rest, we're gonna have to cut them in half to be able to put them inside this box. I'm gonna start filling in all those empty spaces with my crayons. All right, so as you guys can see, all my crayons are in there. So your teacher has no reason to suspect you have anything going on with this box. We lay this on the table like this, flat. And actually, you guys can leave the box open just a little, with one of the crayons that weren't tampered with sticking out like this, just to make it look realistic. Now guys, if you happen to get hungry while in class, while your teacher is giving her lecture, well, you can resort to this. Just lift up the box on the corner just a little, open up one of the tabs like this, and see, your candy's right there. You can get a couple, or you can get the whole thing just like this. Shake it a little, and then once you have your candy, just close it up and lay it back down. From either direction, they look normal except for the bottom, which the bottom doesn't show because it's on top of a table. So therefore, you'll easily be able to eat your candy. For this last hack that I'm gonna show you guys, you're gonna need a pencil box just like this. This was actually on clearance. I got this for 20 cents at Walmart. So that was a good deal. We're gonna open it up, and I've already put my pens and pencils in there for demonstration. Well, I'm gonna take them out. Guys, when you do this hack, make sure this is super clean, because this is where we're gonna put our snacks and our candies. As you guys can see, there's a lot of space in there to put our stuff, but first we gotta make a cover up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create a false bottom. We're gonna need a piece of cardboard, and what I have here is a folder made of cardboard, which happens to be black, and that is the perfect color that you'll need for this. So we're gonna have to sacrifice this folder, but that's okay. We're gonna put the folder flat on a table, and we're gonna trace the shape of this pencil box. So let's lay it down just like this, and with my pen I'm gonna begin tracing it. Should look something like this. Now we're gonna take our scissors and cut it out. Try to make your cut as precise as possible. And here it is, guys. But we're not done yet, because even though we traced it as we should have, it's still larger than what we need it to be. So we're gonna trim it just a little bit more. So on the shorter ends, we're gonna trim off just a little, as you guys are about to see. And then on one of the longer ends, we're gonna fold it just a little. Everybody's pencil box is different, so just follow my example. Here's the crease. I just folded it just a little, because this side is what we're gonna stick on to the back end of this pencil box, just like this. Now we'll be able to open it. But before we tape this onto the pencil box, we're actually gonna attach as many pencils on top of this cutout as possible. Look at that. I'm gonna line them up, and with the help of a strip of clear tape, now I can grab them all at once. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these pens. I'm just gonna take some tape, fold it so that it's sticky on both sides, put one on this corner, and then put another one on this corner. Then I'm gonna repeat the process with the other corners. I've actually put 5 pieces of tape on this cutout, and then I'm gonna take our pencils and place them over them. All right, look at that. I shake it and they will not go anywhere. I'm gonna do the same with the pens. See? Good thing I have my bottle of whiteout, which I'm gonna place over. Of course, you guys can add more pencils, more school supplies, but this works for me now. This is just the example. We have a little fold right here, which is the side that we're gonna stick to the pencil box. All right, so I just taped it down. Now I can bring this down. It opens and closes. Now we can put our favorite snack inside, and my choice of snack will be the usual hot Cheetos. Or you guys can use some of these. I know you guys love these. That's why I keep using these in my videos. So I'm gonna do a mixture of both actually. I'm gonna take my chips, pour them in there, and then on the other side, I'm gonna use some Takis. Perfect. Okay, the moment of truth, guys. Time to cover this up. Let's see. Look at that. Little does your teacher know that your snacks are underneath all these school supplies. See, they look normal. You can actually close this. And yes, this is a see-through pencil box. If you can get a pencil box that is not see-through, even better, but we don't necessarily have to keep it like this. So this is what I suggest you guys do. Take some tape that is a solid color, and then you're just gonna cover the visible part with tape, see? Now you guys can't see the chips. And to make this more unique, you guys can write pencils on there or decorate it any way you guys want. So now guys, you're in class, you want some chips. So what you do is you open up your pencil box just like this. Nothing suspicious. It looks like a regular pencil box that is stocked up with a lot of school supplies. So if you want a chip, all you guys gotta do is lift up the flap like this. Grab a Cheeto. Yummy. And if you're sense that somebody's watching, you lay down the flap again with your school supplies. Look at that. Then when you're done eating, just close it up, put it in your backpack or whatever, and you're good to go. Alright pranksters, well I'm hoping that some of these methods that I just taught you will help you not be hungry in class. Just be careful not to get caught. So if you enjoyed any of the ideas that I just taught you, don't forget to click or tap on that thumbs up button. It looks a little something like this. Also, if you want to watch more similar videos like this one, go to my channel, youtube.com/Nextraker. There I have lots more videos. Check them out. And while you're there, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you pranksters for stopping by and checking out this video. Your support support means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. I'll see you pranksters in my next video. See, they fit in perfectly. Look at that. You have 3 cheese sticks. Again, you're super hungry and you're craving your hot Cheetos. So just pull up the wristband, get a hot Cheeto, and then put everything back. Our book is ready now, pranksters. Let's open it up. So what kind of things can we put in here? Well, you can put your Lunchables in there. They fit in perfectly. Well, how about a Hot Pocket? Perfect. How about this yummy pizza? Nice. And what about my favorite, hot wings?